Okay, so we have our first test coming up during the first hour next week. First of all, on the test, there are 4 pages on the test. The first 2 pages, which are problems 1 through 15, we ask you to do with no calculator. And on those, we want you to show your work on the test or on a scrap paper if you need to. So what's going to be on this section where there is no calculator? Well, first of all, there's going to be order of operations. So the types of problems you'll be expected to be able to do might look like this. Something like that. How would we approach this problem? Do the parentheses first. Good. And in the parentheses, the first thing we need to do is exponent. 2 squared is 4. Nothing else changes. We replace the 2 squared with a 4. And there we go. Now what? 5 times 4 is 20. So I'm just going to erase those and put a 20 in there. What's next? 4 plus 20 is 24. And then minus 13 gives us 11. Now what? Perfect. We've reduced the parentheses to a single number, so I can take them out. But there's a 3 in front of the parentheses with no symbol, so that's going to become multiplication. So now I take out my parentheses, and it's 3 times what was in the parentheses. So now that's going to be 3 times 11 is 33, and 42 minus 33 is 9. Now I'm going to warn you, every semester I catch at least 4 or 5 people, 43 minus 3 is 40, and then go from there. Why can't I do that? That 3 is multiplying whatever's in the parentheses. That multiplication has to happen before we subtract. So make sure you don't do that. It should be 43, shouldn't it? I don't know where the 42 came from. 43 minus 33 is 10. Thank you. Like I said earlier, the little hamster is gone for the weekend already. He's got his bags packed. And I don't know where he thinks we're going that's so exciting, but he's out of here. So for this one, something like this, we have that fraction bar. And remember that fraction bar means we have to do everything on the top separate, then everything on the bottom, and then divide. So on top, what are we going to do first? 3 times 8 is 24. Then 26 plus 24 is 50. On bottom, 4 squared is 16. 3 squared is 9, which gives us 25. And then, of course, we divide to get 2. Any questions on the order of operation problem so far? Okay. Next, we'll be asked to do operations with fractions. So we'll have to add something simple like, I don't know, 3/8 plus 5/6 and see what you get. Of course, when we're adding or subtracting, we must have the same name. So we need to find common denominator, which will be 24. This will become 9 and 20. We add to get 29 24ths. Are we done? No, we want to reduce that to 1 and 5 24ths. subtraction. We'll have subtraction with fractions and possibly with mixed numbers, so let's just jump to mixed number. Let's do an 8 2/3 minus 5 7/8. So what's this one going to do? What are we going to do here? Common denominator, right? Once again, it's going to be 24. 3 times 8, so 2 times 8 is 16. 8 times 3, so 7 times 3 is 21. We go to subtract 16 24ths minus 21 24ths, and we run into, we can't do it. We're going to have to borrow. This is going to become a 7. What's this going to become? 40. The one we borrowed has 24 pieces. The denominator tells us how many pieces. So 16 plus 24 is 40 24ths. So now it is 40 minus 21 is 19 24ths. 7 minus 5 is 2. Multiplying. Now again, there's going to be, I will tell you this, there are 8 problems with fractions. There will be 4 with just fractions, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and then there will be 4 with mixed numbers, one of each operation as well. So I'm not doing all 8 examples, I'm just picking a couple here. Let's say that we have 7 4/5 times 3 1/3. Tell me what to do. Make them improper. Okay, what's going to go up here? 39 over 5, and this one will be 10 over 3. Then what? We can cross cancel if we want to. 5 and 10 will give us 1 and 2. Is there anything else we can cancel? 39 and 3 give me 1 and 13. 13 times 2 is 26. 1 times 1 is 1. We just get 26. I probably won't be quite that nice to you on the test. Let me do one that doesn't work out quite so nicely. Oh, let's see. So here, 5 1/2 is 11 halves. 7 2/3 is 21 23/3. Now nothing cross cancels there. So we multiply across. 11 times 23 is 253. 2 times 3 is 6. So now we have to reduce that back into a mixed number. So it's a division and a remainder. 6 goes into 25 4 times, with 1 left over. Bring down the 3. 6 goes into 13 twice. That's 12 with 1 left over. So 42 1/6. Any questions? Division. Division, of course, we're going to turn into multiplying by reciprocal, so we're going to do the same things with multiplication. We're going to make improper fractions. 7/8 becomes 7 times 8 is 56, 57. Good. 2 2/5, 12/5. Now we're going to have to take, remember, dividing by 12/5, so it's going to be times 5 over 12. That's a reciprocal. The 57 over 8 stays the same. Can we cross cancel? We can. Can anybody see what? 57 and 12 can both be divided by 3 to give me 19 and 4. 19 times 5 is 95. 8 times 4 is 32. If you divided that out, you would get 2 and 31/32. Everybody feel okay doing the fractions by hand? Okay. Decimals. We just did those today, so I'm not going to go through them, but you will have to do add, subtract, multiply, and divide with decimals as well. you'll need to round. You might need to round to the nearest 10. If I'm rounding to the nearest 10, let's say I have 8. Say I have that. 8,759.2375. If I want to round to the nearest 10, that's going to be 8760, right? This is the tens place. The 9 says we round up to 6.
Oh, I was thinking of 9s, 10s.
Okay. If I round to the nearest 10th, where's the 10th place? That's the 2. Next digit is a 3, so it stays the same. So 8759.2. Make sure you distinguish between those. Every semester, somebody misses the 1,000 or the 1,000th or the 10 or the 10th. Be careful with those. With our percents, we need to be able to convert to a fraction, our decimal, and of course, back again. Our Roman numerals. For this test, I'm only going to ask that you go from Roman numerals into standard. I'm not going to ask that you go standard into Roman numerals. Because realistically, you guys won't ever have to convert something in the field into Roman numerals. You just have to be able to read the Roman numerals and know what they stand for.
That's also a section we can't use notes for, right?
No, actually, I should have went back. Starting here with the rounding, this is where you can start using your calculator. You can use your notes in your books on the whole thing.
Okay.
It's just at this point is where you can start using the
So you
calculator.
can go back on notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can always use your notes and books on the test.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, at this point where we started with the rounding, that's where you can start using your calculators on the rounding and converting the percents and the Roman numerals. And then after that, it is a whole bunch of word problems. Word problems very similar to the problems at the end of each of the homework exercises that we've seen. Also similar to the ones I've done here with the examples on the percents. You'll find the percent of this or whatever. Finding a proportion or a ratio. Things like that. So anyway, with that, let's just want to make sure everybody knows what they've got for homework. So by next week, to prepare for the test, you should have done, there we go. On this one, you should have finished the week 1 and 2 list. So page 7 and 8, page 18 through 21, page 23, 29 to 32, 36 to 37, and 39. Off of the assignment sheet. Each of those, by the way, the answers to the odd numbered problems I will post out on Blackboard here. I'll try to get it done today so that you can check your answers to the odd numbered problems on those. So, any questions? Okay, you guys have a great week, a great weekend. Next week we'll have the test in the first hour and then we'll lecture in the second.